Since becoming a grandmother, my perspective on strength and fitness and health has exploded. I am probably more passionate than I have ever been with regards to health and fitness. And we live in an exciting time because we now have way more knowledge and information than when I started in the fitness industry many years ago. We now know that strength training is so great for helping us live the life we desire. I call it our FYNE factor. When you strength train, when you exercise, when you take care of your health, you're able to say yes to more fun things. How I stay motivated and how I get others to get motivated about fitness is we actually think about a time in our life when we weren't feeling our best. And you may not be feeling your best right now. And when you're not feeling your best, all you think about is getting better. You wish for better health. But when you have your health, you can wish for anything. So that motivates me. Many of you may know that I've had both my hips replaced, and I never wanted to not be able to do what I wanted to do, get up and move. So every day I think about the times where I wasn't able to do what I wanted, move how I wanted, and that inspires me every single day. That I get the chance to move my body, that I get the chance to improve on my health and make a difference to my future life. After I had my hip replacement, I was actually shocked. I thought, oh, this is going to be no problem. I enjoy working out. But rehabilitation and working out are two very different things. When you're rehabbing, you are much more uncomfortable than I think any workout could be. So I was surprised that it wasn't as easy. But again, when I had that injury, when I was recovering from my hip surgeries, I was surprised at how the little basic movements, the basic exercises that they give you make a huge difference. Something as basic as doing calf raises while you're standing by your counter, realizing that the increase of blood flow and circulation is the basis to good health. So if anything I learned while I was rehabbing is that it's not as comfortable, but by doing little movements can lead to big results. How I view aging now is that life is a game. We are in the game of life. So whenever a situation comes up, I think about either that I'm participating in a video game or that I'm on a game show. And how am I going to be successful? How am I going to win? I must admit, I do have a very competitive nature to me. So when things aren't going well, I'm thinking about solutions on how to make it better. How am I going to be happier? And one thing that I found that really helps is saying or being grateful, but saying it out loud, not just thinking, oh, isn't it a great day? Or I actually say it, wow, I'm so happy that it's not raining today. Those little tiny things, and I think when your brain hears it, it allows you to be more grateful and more happy for the little things. Being a strong grandmother is the best thing ever. It's probably my most favorite role in life. And I knew I'd enjoy it, but I can't believe how much I love it. And when you're strong as a grandmother, you feel confident. You're not afraid to look after these little ones because they are fast. They are like having weights attached to your body. They love it when you get down on the floor to play with them. So I feel that fitness made a direct influence on how much I enjoy my grandchildren. That again, I'm not sitting on the sidelines and watching. I am in the game of life. I am there playing with them, enjoying them. And I bet I get more out of that experience than they do. So being fit, being strong is imperative to having more fun as a grandmother. As a grandmother, I was so surprised at how many non-healthy treats were coming into my home. And for some reason, we relate love with have a cookie. And it was so against what I was like, why am I feeding these people that I love cookie treats? So it really had me look around to say, how could I make these fun treats, but for the grandkids, and that I would enjoy too? Because as a grandmother, you are going to finish their plate for some reason or finish their snacks. So it really made me look at the type of snacks and food. And so when I'm preparing treats for my grandchildren, it's like I'm preparing treats for myself. Would I finish what's on their plate? So I'm making things like frozen yogurt drops, where you just take plain yogurt, blend in some berries, put them into nice dot shapes on a baking sheet, and it tastes like little ice cream drops. I'm making healthier muffins using banana as sweetener rather than sugar. So again, think about it. If you are health conscious, would you finish your grandchildren's plate? Do you want to eat the same treats they're eating? And I've discovered there's a whole great world out there of satisfying those little ones. And often it's just adding a chocolate chip or two to the treat as well. I'm really surprised how much my diet has had to change the older I get. I'm now 61, and yeah, you do have to watch your sugars more. Things that I got away with in my 20s and 30s, I can't seem to get away with in my 50s and 60s. Even though I've been reading that your metabolism doesn't change that much, I'm here to tell you your metabolism does change, but there are things that we can do. I've never lifted heavier in my life. And many of us are now implementing more and more the importance of strength training. You know, I was that aerobic queen when aerobics was into it, and now I feel like I'm an Iron Maiden. Weight training is the focus of my workouts. I love total body workouts, and I love making my strength workouts aerobic. And what I mean by that is throwing in lunges, squat taps, doing strength training moves that bump up your heart rate. Because we all have things that we want to do in the day. It's not about making your workouts longer, it's about making your workouts smarter. And how I've made my workouts smarter is by adding more weight training, less rest phase, and keeping it moving. Getting outdoors daily is so important, and I'm not a fan of the cold weather. I'm so happy we're talking out here in my favorite season, the summer. But what I've learned over the years is it's never too cold, you're just dressed inappropriately. So I made a big change in my winter gear and in my winter attitude, because I think it's really important that we do get walking in every single day and walking outdoors. It's so good for our mental health to get that fresh air, to help relieve the stress, to help lubricate the joints. I think walking was sort of put on the side burner for many years, but we are now realizing, especially with our fitness trackers, that getting those 8,000 to 10,000 steps is mandatory, and getting them done outdoors. So have the appropriate gear, because it's not always a bright, sunshiny day, and you never regret getting out there. So get the right gear, and you'll make it work. How I keep my fitness program enjoyable or motivated is really through music. I really like to exercise with a beat, on tempo. Group fitness does have my heart, and I bring that into all my workouts. So the music goes on, I choose appropriate music and exercise to that beat. And there's actually studies that have been done. If you use a faster beat music, you will move faster. So if you want to work harder, increase that tempo. Maybe you need to chill a bit and focus a little bit more, whether it's strength training, whether it's stretching, go for a slower beat music. But that's one thing that I would recommend. It's actually the first thing I do with any of my workouts. And I keep my workout music up to date. I feel like it sort of keeps me in the game of life with the grandchildren, with others, what's the latest music that's out there. But music to me is a big motivator in my workouts. I have friends that are super fit, and I have friends that haven't embraced fitness. And every year that we get older, those that do and those that don't, we feel like the ones that don't, I feel like we're in different generations. Fitness and movement really help to keep you young. We are all living longer, but we want to live better. We want to live well. It's not about longevity. I'm going to mention this term. It's about fungevity. And you're able to continue to do the things that you love when you have fitness in your life. And here's the great thing. If you haven't embraced fitness in your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, it's still not too late, even your 70s. I took my mom on a fitness journey. During COVID, my mom was in Florida. She goes 6 months of the year. I don't see her. And when she came back from COVID, she was having a hard time getting out of a chair. And I like, Mom, let's get those legs strong. Well, within a 6-month period of working with my mom twice a week with 3-pound weights, a little bit of cardio, my mom lost 20 pounds and was able to do 20 chair squats in a row in her 80s. I was shocked. I was like, I knew the body was amazing, but the body is super amazing. Do not underestimate and do not give up on yourself. You can be stronger every single day, and it doesn't take hours. It doesn't take super heavy weights. It takes consistency. When I became a grandmother, I'm very involved, and I then realized, wow, it is more challenging when you have children around to get your workout done. That being said, if you're an empty nester, you don't have any excuses. You have more time now than you ever had in your life to give yourself attention. So if you're an empty nester, you've got that spare room, make it into a gym, put your equipment in there, and take care of you. For those of you that are around the kids all the time, I get it. Yet, we now have fitness programs that are 10 minutes, 20 minutes. You know, in a 12-hour period, I think we have 48 chances to do a 15-minute workout. And again, don't just go, oh, yeah, what can you do? Choose any exercise and do it for 1 minute. You'll see, wow, in 1 minute, in 60 seconds, you can challenge yourself. So that's a great way to get started, is choose 10 exercises, go as hard as you can for 1 minute. And if you want to make it even better, alternate. Do an upper body exercise, then a lower body exercise. And that confuses the body a bit. That forces the oxygen to go down to the legs, then up into the upper body, which actually has you burn even more calories. There's so many smart ways to train when you don't have time. And I find the shorter your workouts are, the more intense they are, because you realize I just have this short period of time. Often I'll sneak in a workout when the grandkids are having a nap. And again, it's about choosing those 10 favorite exercises, doing them well. You'll feel better. And again, they can be basic as a push-up, as a chair squat, using resistance bands. If there's a will, there's a way.